Good morning, sir.
Morning. Can you hear me? Can you confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. So we will wait for 2-3 minutes and then we'll start. Okay, can someone confirm whether my screen is visible or not?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so good morning, all of you. Welcome to second class. So if anyone is having any doubt in previous tutorial class, they can ask.
Sir,
Yes.
I had a doubt regarding if statements. I wanted to know how do we compare a user input to a string in the conditional state.
If a statement is not covered, right?
So, but there it is covered.
No, sir, it is covered, sir.
It is covered. It is covered in the lecture, not in tutorial, right?
Yes.
So today I will cover if, and if you are having doubt in if, you can ask then and there. Okay.
Okay.
So if anyone is having any doubt in previous tutorial class, they can ask, like the printf, some printf statement, and then we have discussed this problem here. So today we are going to see how we use if, some conditional statements, if and else. Meghna, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir, I have a general doubt. We need not download these compilers, right? We can practice in Router.
Yeah, you can practice on Router as well. Same thing will happen.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to learn C like entirely in that way, in good way, so you have to have GCC in your local machine rather than using Router.
Okay.
So in previous class, we haven't seen how to print some special character. Like if you want to print something like, let me remove all this. If you want to print like, my name is ESC-101, but you want to print it in quote. As you can see, it is not because quote is treated as a special character in printf. Entire thing which is in the quote will be treated as a string. So if you want to print some special character in printf, you use this escape character. This thing is called escape character. So using this, you can print special character in the printf. So if you run this code, then you will see the output in you can see the output is in the double quote ESC-101. So that is how you can print some special character inside printf. So that was the first thing. Yeah.
Similarly, backslash and also percentage D also, all these things.
Yes, another thing. So if you want to print percentage, you just print like this. And that is why this backslash n is treated as a special new line character. If you print n will be printed. But if you write backslash and then n, it will be treated as a new line character. So these are some syntax things. So if you print this, you will see percentage will be printed. Unknown type conversion. Percentage
What
is
is the
not
use of this
getting
slash n?
printed. Slash n is a new line character. The slash
No,
n.
no, the slash that normal that you said special character. What is that?
Yes. So this is called escape character. This is backslash is called escape character. So if you want to print some special character inside printf, like you want to print this quotation sign, so you cannot print like this because this is a special character. So entire, as you can see, the entire this thing is treated as a string, and then the color of this is changed. So it will give some error saying that you cannot pass some argument or something like that. Yeah.
But can't we we use double quotes and then single quotes inside that?
No. It is no. It is not like that.
We can do
So
that
if you
in
want-
Python, right, sir? Luckily,
Yeah,
we
in
can do
Python
that.
you can do. Yeah, in Python you can do, but in C you cannot. So if you want to print some special thing, you use this escape character. Currently, percentage is not getting that thing. I don't know why. It should be, I guess. So I have to see why percentage is not getting printed. So I just want to print that I've got 100%. In that case, you should write like this. But it is giving some error. So I have to see how to print percentage. But this is a escape character using which you print special character like this, or some this slash and backspace and something like that.
Sir,
Yeah.
the slash t will be for a single space, right? Is that the case?
Slash t is for tab. So tab contain by default
Okay.
four
Yes.
spaces. Yeah.
Okay.
So if
So
you
then what
print
for the
some
single space?
for single space, you do like this. This is a single space, right? You've taken single space and then printed like this. If you want to print multiple space, you specify slash t, and this slash t will be printing, and so it will take 4 spaces.
Fine. Yes.
So 4 spaces. I guess it is taking 8 spaces. So some case tab character is defined as a 8. In some case it is defined as a 4. So these are some basic thing. So this slash t is called tab character. Backslash t. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, as far as I've read somewhere, I'm not very sure, but with percentage printing, I think since percentage is used for scanning also, so for percentage we do not use only backslash. I think we use 2 percentage signs. Something like this was there, I guess.
So you are saying that if you want to print 1%, you use 2% sign. Something like this.
Yes, sir, maybe.
Like this.
So with the double quotes
Without-
inside, inside double quotes, 2 percentage sign, I guess.
Like this. So let's say I want to print this 100%. So I want to print, I have got 100%. Now I want to see, I guess for percentage, you don't need to have this thing. Yeah, you need to have. Yes, so you are saying you use double percentage. Like this.
Yes, sir, please try it out once. I'm not very sure, but I think.
Oh, great. So yeah, for percentage, you use double percentage. So these are some special things that.
So instead of a backslash, we can use double percentage.
Yeah, in case of just percentage. But in case of other special character, you use this escape character. This is backslash is called escape character. Okay. So any doubt so far? So there are 30
Can you give another
students.
example of another example of a special character which is printed through backslash? Can you give another one example?
Sir, similarly for backslash, and if we write now, then we'll get single backslash n.
Yes, you write 2 times, you will get 1 times. As you can see, the single quote is printed like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Single quote, double quote, and then if you want to print backslash, you write double backslash, so it will print 1 backslash. But in case of percentage, you cannot use backslash. As you have seen, you use double percentage.
And even for backslash also we use double backslash.
Yes, yes, yes. So these are some terminology. Let me ask. You guys are not asking question. Only
So
10 people are.
can we ask questions more, sir? Can I ask more questions?
Yes, definitely.
Sir, firstly,
But
sir,
till the point whatever I've covered. So when I'm going to cover this if else statement, then you can ask a question related to that and then related to lecture as well.
okay. Sir, sir, have you seen all the practice questions then? Because there is one thing like to scanf which we learned last tutorial.
Okay, yeah.
So have you seen all the practice questions?
Yes.
So the last practice question which was there, in which it was a question related to, I guess, Rajesh or something like that, the name of the character in that thing. So number of rounds had to be calculated. Okay, so number of rounds in terms of total length traversed by Rajesh had to be calculated. So in that, it was in scanf, if he moved in a square, we could input only one number.
Yes, yes.
If he is moving in a rectangle, we had to input 2 numbers. And when we had to input for a triangle, we could input 3 numbers. So I was doing hit and trial. So I saw that say in that region where we can give 3 spaces, and if we enter only 1 space, like for example, only 1 length we gave. So in the remaining 2 spaces, we don't need to enter. It's something like that, sir. Because then otherwise, how will you do that?
So are you saying that how to take input in this case, right?
Yes, how to take input in this case.
Yeah. So let's say, so let me cover if else. Let's say you want to take number of round. Okay, you declare a variable round, and then you call take input. Ask for scanf %t and then ampersand round. Okay, it will take number of round. Now, as you said that if round is 1, I guess, right?
For square, no, so for shape, there were 1, 2, 3 was given.
So what is the first output? Shape.
So should I call first was shape? First was shape.
First was shape. Okay. So you've taken shape as an input. Now you are checking whether shape is the type, the value of shape is 1. If value of shape is 1, then you take scanf, just one variable, %t number 1.
So input is what is
Ampersand.
given in the chat. Input is supposed to be given in this form.
Shape rounds side. Okay. Okay.
Like shape can be either a square,
So
rectangle.
this side 1, side 2, side 3 are variable. It could be side 1, it could be side 1, side 2, it could be side 1, side 2, side 3, right?
Yes, sir.
This third line is variable thing. Okay.
Yes, it depends upon the shape.
Yeah. So the value of shape could be 1, 2, 3, right?
Yes. 1 is for square, 2 is for rectangle, 3 is for triangle.
Okay. So you declare shape rounds side 1, side 2, side 3. So you check whether shape is 1, then you take scanf ampersand rounds, and if shape is 1, as you have said that we take only one input, which is side 1, because it is a square. So you give something like side 1, else if shape is equals to 2. So yeah, so this equals to is an operator in C, which is used to check the equality of something. So here I'm saying that shape is a variable that I've taken from the user. So here I'm comparing whether the value of shape is 1 or not. So this double equal sign is used for comparison, whether something is equal. So whether left hand is equal to right hand or not. So something like this. If you write only equal, it will assign something. Like you write shape equals to 5. So it will assign value 4. You write shape equals to 4, so it will assign a value 4 to the shape variable. But if you write double equals, it means that you are comparing the value of shape with 1. And here the comparison is equality thing. So you are checking whether the value of shape is 1 or not. So this is the construct of if. So it will say, it will go to line number 11 and 12 if the value of shape is 1. Otherwise, it will go to line number 13. So I will explain the running behavior of this if else. Let me just complete it. So then when shape is equals to 2, you write same thing. So let me copy paste. So when shape equals to 2, you take two inputs, side 1 as well as side 2. Else you take 3 inputs, %t, 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 and then ampersand side 2, ampersand side 3. Okay. So this is the construct. This is, let me write how it looks like. If else. So you can write if, and then you can write else if. Then again you can write else if, dot dot dot. You can write multiple time else if, and then you can end with else, or you cannot end with else. So that is also a possible thing. You can write a simple thing if, and then else. You can only write f. That will also work. So these are some terminology. There, chat. Okay, number of 10 person is important. Rajvardhan Verma. Yeah, go ahead.
So sir, here, so sir, can you just run this program once, sir? Because is it so you're going to be taking inputs dynamically?
Yes, you can take, right.
Is it possible you can run this once, sir? Because actually in Pruter we have to put all inputs in one go at the start itself.
Yeah, you can go. You can put. So
Can you just
here
run-
also it will work. Yeah, let me explain, then I will run. Yeah. So at line number 15, we are comparing the value of shape with 1. If it is 1, then line number 16 and 17 will be executed. Otherwise, the control goes to line number 18. Since the value of shape is not 1, it will check whether the value of shape is 2 or not. If the value of shape is 2, then line number 19 and 20 will be executed. Otherwise, if nothing, so line number 15 is also false, the condition of line number 15, and then condition of line number 18 is also false, then it will, by default, it will fall to line number 21. So here I'm not specifying any condition. So if both condition at line number 15 and at line number 18, if both condition fails, then line number 21 is not having any condition. So line number 22 and 23 will be executed. So it will be executed only when both this line number 15 and 18 will fail. And here I'm not having any condition, not checking anything. So it will execute irrespective of the condition. It just have to, the prerequisite to execute line number 22 and 23 is just that the condition at line number 18 and at line number 15 is false. So both conditions should be false, then 22 and 23 will be executed. So there is a kind of some programming flaw in this program, but let me just run it quickly and see whether it is working or not. So if you give 1, it will ask number of round, let's say 12, and then you have entered more number of side, but it will just take 4. Because you have entered, you are just scanning only one side. So you are scanning number of round in each condition. And then in each condition, you are scanning the side, number of side by checking the shape. So if it is a square, you just take one side. If it is this rectangle, you take 2 sides. If it is triangle, you take 3 sides, something like this. Yeah. So the person who is
Yes,
having
it was
doubt,
me only.
yeah, Rajvardhan Verma. Yeah.
No, so this is Raghav Shukla, sir.
Okay, wait, Rajvardhan, wait. Yeah, Raghav, go.
So sir, yes, sir. So this is clear, sir. So basically, even though if we enter more than what is required, still it will take only 1.
Only 1, yeah.
It will take only 1 only.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So Rajvardhan, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So can we take input of rounds outside the if statement because it is same for all the shapes, I guess?
Right, that is what I'm going to ask. Since we are taking this number of round, in each cases, we can put here as well. So you can delete this number of round in each if condition, and then you can take it outside. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And it will work. right? So someone else is.
Hello.
Yeah, Archit, go ahead.
So in the same question, if we had asked the user to write square, rectangle, and triangle literally instead of 1, 2, 3 for denoting the shape, how would we
Yes.
compare it in the if condition?
Yes. So let's say instead of shape, you are taking not integer value, you are taking some string value. Okay. So the value, so let me write it. These all are integers, but shape is a character array. So since we have covered character array, we can define it like this. And 128 is enough. So you just enter this square, rectangle, and triangle. So combining all these things, so the length won't be greater than 121. So 128. So we have taken it, and then we are taking input. So as you can refer from the previous class, we have to specify %s and then save to take input as string. Now the shape will have a value either square or rectangle or triangle. So how you compare here? So let's say you have str comp. There is a function string comparison. This is this. You will write this function, and then you pass save, and the thing that you want to compare. So I want to compare shape with square. Okay, and it will return true if the string. So I will discuss what is this strcomp, but for now, it will return true if the value of shape is exactly matching with the this thing, second thing which I've written. So second argument is square. So if the value of shape is matching with the square, it will return true. So this entire expression that we have written, this entire expression will become true, and the if condition become true. So line number 18 will be executed. Similarly, if you write the same thing, but instead of passing a square, I will compare with rectangle. So if the value of shape is matching with the rectangle, this else if condition, the expression of this else if become true, and line number 20 will be executed. Otherwise, since nothing is matching, this 22 will be executed. So this is how you compare a string. But what is this strcomp? That is the thing. So Dhruv. So Dhruv, can you hear me? Dhruv? Where is Dhruv? Dhruv, can you hear me? Ritesh Verma, can you hear me?
Sir, can I ask it out?
Okay, you can ask out. But Dhruv, where is Dhruv? Can you hear me? Dhruv?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
So you've joined first time or you have joined late? You've joined second time.
सर मैं पहले ज्वाइन किया था भी कनेक्शन एरर था इसलिए लीव हो गई थी मेरी मीटिंग जो भी दोबारा से
Okay. ठीक है. Okay. So this strcomp, as we have seen in previous lecture, that you can iterate over the single letter of this string. This character is this shape is a string, and you can iterate over single letter using 0, 1, 2, 3, something like that. So in strcmp, what you write, you first iterate over all the string. So you do something like, okay, so strcmp is a function. Str. This is how function is defined and declared. So you mention a return type here. Okay, it is integer, and then function name, and then argument list. So first argument would be the str1, second argument would be str2. Here it is a pointer. Now what you will do, you will write some loop. I will cover loop later. Then inside this loop, you compare str1, you check whether if star str1 is equals to star str2. So as you have seen that we have compared to integer value, shape equals to 1. Similarly, we can compare to character values as well. So we can write something like this. So let's say we have defined char ch. You have taken input from user using a scanf. Okay. Now ch is having some value because you have taken input from user. Now you can compare ch, your character, to see whether the character value is s or not. Okay. Then you can you compare it and then you do some printf. That okay, yes, my character is s, the carriage s. Or you can do some else if and then compare whether ch is equals to d or c. Then you can write multiple else if and then else, something like that. So similar to integer, you can compare characters as well. So it will work. So this strcmp internally, what it do, it loops over all the string and then it compare the value. Here I'm mentioning, I'm writing this star str1. It will give me the value. So the value would be one character only. So string 1, so the character 1 of that string will be compared with the character 1 of the second string. So the first string is the same. So the first letter will be compared with the first letter of this. And similarly, the second letter will be compared with the second letter of this. So S will be compared with the first letter of this, Q will be compared with the second letter of this, U will be compared with the third letter of this, similarly. So after comparing each letter with this string, if in any case, if the comparison breaks, if it is not able to compare, it is not able to produce the true output, like since you are comparing two characters, so it could give false. So if in any case, if it is giving false, then you return false, you return 0. Or if your comparison is successful for entire letters, for entire this square, so you compare yes, Q, U, A, R, E. And if for entire letter, the value of shape is true, then you can return true. So this is how string is compared. Yeah, go ahead.
There's a string comparison. That is a function we have defined, right? That is not.
Okay, wait. So I was asked why loop is written. So loop is a kind of construct. We have not covered it, so you can assume it as a abstract thing. So I will cover loop maybe today or tomorrow or in next lecture. Okay. For now, you can think that loop is something. Okay. At line number 4, this is not how loop is defined, but I've written just because I've not covered it. Okay.
Sir, the doubt which I had, there's a doubt is, so firstly, string underscore comp. So that is not an inbuilt function, right? That's a function which we have defined.
Right.
Okay, but sir, for characters, you can use how we do for integers. We don't need to define for that.
Yes. For character, for integer, for float. So when there is a single data type, so by single, what do I mean? This integer, int, float, double, character. So all these are not having multiple multiple letter of same data type, multiple element of same data type. So it is just one thing. When you define int, you can just have one integer, not two integers. Similarly for float, for double, for character, when you define character, you can just give one value to one letter to that variable. So you can compare those things. But if you have collection of this, like string, which is a collection of letter. You cannot directly write shape equals to square. You cannot write like that. But in C++, you can do after using this operator overloading. This is a OOPS concept. In Python, I guess you can also do, but in C, you cannot do it. Okay.
Also, sir, the star represents local variable, right? For the function like that. I don't know the exact.
Where is this
So
star? Line number?
Sir, 3 star str1.
Yes. So these are local variables. So this str1 and str2 will be local to this function only, strcom.
Yes.
Okay. So this is how you pass parameter. So this is called parameter passing. This shape, square, these are two parameters. So you are passing. So the str1 will be pointing to shape, str2 will be pointing to square. So this is how you pass. This is called parameter passing to the function str_compare. Okay. Is there need of star in above statement where? Ayush Gupta, can you speak?
Sir, in the str1 and str2, we have placed star before that.
Yeah, so these are character pointers. Since
So can we skip that star and only write str1 or str2?
So it will be just one character. You cannot do it. So you are saying, so internally, so function is not covered. So for now you can skip this out. Okay.
Okay, sir.
When you cover, then we will see how you will pass address to the function and how you pass value to the function. So let's say you want to pass some integer value, then you can write, okay, int num. Now this num thing will be pointing to 7 because you are passing it as a value. So this is called pass by value. And then there is a concept of pass by reference. So as you can see, the shape is a string. So if you print shape, it will contain address, not any value. So you are passing address here. So for address, so you have to receive that address. And to receive that address, you need to mention this pointer. Only pointer can receive address. For simple variable cannot receive address. So that is how.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are two addresses. So str1, str2 will receive address, but the num will receive the value, which is 7. Okay. So yeah, someone else is asking something. I've interrupted. Please go ahead. No. Okay.
This loop is similar to like the while loop, right? Like in what is it?
It could be for loop. It could be while loop. It could be do while loop. Any construct that loop is giving you. In C, there are 3 for loop, and then there is a while loop, and then there is a do while loop.
So
So
what's
all
the
3
third
construct. What?
What is the third one that you said?
So there is this for loop, while loop, and do while loop.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So let me delete this function because we are talking some simple thing. So up to this point, does anyone have any doubt?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, is there any operator in C which helps in raising a base to a power?
Yes,
Raising base.
yes, I
Yes,
have
there is a
doubts.
shift operator. There is a shift operator. So okay, let me write it. Operator. There is this is called write shift. So how it is handled when you write something like 12 and then write shift by 2. So 12 will be multiplied by the 2 to the power 2. So it will be multiplied by 4. so it will be right shifted. So it will multiply 4. It will be multiplied by 4. So, or if you do, it will not be multiplied, it will be divided by 4. So if you write 12 and then right shift by let's say 3, then it will be divided by 2 to the power 3, which is 8. So it will be divided by 8. Similarly, there is a left shift. So this is for division. There is a left shift. If you write 4 and then left shift by 1, it will multiply by 2 to the power 1, which is 2. And if you write 4 left shift 12, so it will multiply, the 4 will be multiplied by 2 to the power 12, which is 2 to the power 12 is like 2 kb, but 1024 into 4. So it will multiply by 4096. So 4 will be multiplied by 4096. So these are some shorthand operator. This is called right shift. Right shift. And this is called left shift. So if you do right shift, it will divide by 2 to the power whatever you write. And then if you do left shift, then it will multiply. And the multiplication and division will happen in power of 2. Okay. Ritik, go ahead.
Yes, sir. You said something about like when you are passing variables, you said something that there are 2 types of variable passing. Sir, I did not understand that.
Okay, so variable passing
Pass by
function is not covered, but let me say that in function you can pass parameter in 2 ways. Either you can directly give the value, okay, as you have seen that I have given 7, but 7 is the exact value. I've given value, okay, or you can give address. So if you have this collection of letter, if you have array, you cannot pass entire array. You can not write for loop and then you call the function and you pass individual letter. Okay, you have to pass only one thing. So it cannot be the value. It should be the address in the memory location. So let's say you are passing one thing. You are passing in function. You want to pass just what can I say? Okay, let me go abstract. So if you want to pass a number, one value, you pass it as a value. You just write that number or character or float or double. You just write that thing and function will receive it. But if you want to pass array, which is a collection of same thing, so in that case you pass address instead of value, because you cannot pass entire array to a function using value. You cannot do it. I will cover this thing. This is actually an interesting thing. When you swap 2 numbers, you will see how this pass by reference and pass by value is used. So pass by reference is similar to pass by address. Pass by value is, as you have seen, that you write the value straight and then function will receive that value. So when I cover this function and I write this swap, how to swap 2 numbers, then you will see the pass by value and pass by reference difference between these 2. Okay, Ritik, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
Sir?
Wait, Divyanshi. Wait. Divyanshi. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes. Go ahead.
Sir, I wanted to ask a general doubt about input-output thing. One thing I want to ask. Sir, generally when we take input, like all the programs that we have written till now, we have taken input at once using scanf, right?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
output is given on the output screen. But sir, is there any statement in C that helps us to take input during runtime? Like I print something and then I take the input from the user, then I print some other line accordingly. Like the program should look user-friendly. Sir, in Flutter, whenever we are doing input and output screens are different. So, sir, how will we take input during runtime?
Yeah, that is why it is advisable to for practice question not to use footer, because it takes entire input as a file and then you process it as a then output. So input output is kind of distinctive in footer. So what you want to actually do something like this, right? Please enter one site. Or please enter two sites. Or please enter all three sites, right? So accordingly, your printf statement is changed and it will be more user friendly. But in footer, you cannot do it. So in footer, as well as in any competitive coding platform like CodeSafe or HackerRank, you have to specify your input in one go. You take input, you specify your input in one go without any printf statement, and then it will be processed in the backend, and your output will be processed like in one go. So you cannot do it on footer or in any coding platform like CodeSafe or HackerRank. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so if you want to write something like this, that accordingly, so then shape is 1, you are saying that please enter one side. Then shape is 2, you are saying that please enter two sides. So if you want to change your input behavior according to some condition, you can do locally. Don't rely that much on footer.
Okay, sir. So in basically here, output and input will be on the same screen. They will be like combined. Like accordingly,
Yes.
the input will be done. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So could you run this in show once?
Yeah, let me run it. Okay, the shape is character string. So it was giving error because I've defined shape as a string. Now it will work. Okay, I've taken shape as a string.
Before you shift, so there's just one small thing. So in this case, if we're taking as a string, so we don't have to put the ampersand, right?
Yes, yes.
If there
As
is
I've
no
said that in case of string ampersand, when you write shape is equivalent to ampersand shape 0, right? In previous class, I've shown you, like in case of string, let's say you have defined string 128. Okay, so when you write str in scanf, it is equivalent to ampersand str 0. Okay, and that is why you have seen that I've declared shape as a character array, as a string, and then percentages, but here I'm not mentioning any ampersand.
because
Just
it is
plain
equivalent to
shape.
that.
It is equivalent to that. And when you mention this, when you write this ampersand shape here, it will be kind of pointer to the array. So it will be double pointer. Okay, but you don't want that. Logically, you want the address of that character array, not the address of that character array, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes, so
Raghav Shukla.
you were executing it. So you were executing. I broke you. I intervened.
Okay.
You were executing.
Okay. Okay. Divyanshi, have you any? Do you have doubt? Go ahead.
No, sir. I forgot to lower the hand.
Okay. Yeah, please lower your hand after asking. Okay. So GCC program.c. So I've entered 1, then it will ask the number of round. Let's say I've entered 12. So it is asking, please enter one side because I've entered the shape as 1. So one side is 4. Let me enter shape as 2. And then number of round as 12. So it is asking, please enter 2 sides. So same program, but giving different output. So it is asking for 2 sides. I've entered just 1, and then it will print. or in case of triangle, it will ask for 3 sides. So it is asking for all 3 sides. So I've entered 2, 3, 4, and here you go. So if you want to take full control, use GCC or some local compiler instead of footer.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So any doubts? So Raghav Sukla.
Sir, actually, with the earlier there was a doubt asked, but actually, sir, my doubt about the shift you had answered about the shift. Sir, is there
Yeah.
any exponential operator as it is like in Python we used to
No.
have double star?
Yeah, no. In case of C, it is not there. So only power of 2 you can do with right shift and left shift. But if you want to do some exponential, some general exponential, it is not there. You have to write it in for loop, or there is some predefined library function you can use.
Okay, so
Okay.
the only operators that means which we have is plus, minus, division, multiplication. That's it, nothing else.
Yes, there are other operators. I
And
mean,
even
you can see
modulo
that
also.
modulo, right shift, left shift, right?
Yes, other than these.
Other than this, there are operators. So there is this as well as operator. So there are kind of operator. So one is arithmetic operator. As you have seen that plus, minus, star for multiplication, this for division, and then modulo. These are arithmetic operator. There are so these, by the way, these operators are a binary operator. Binary in the sense it takes two. It operates on two variables. So you cannot write something like this. You cannot write G equals to R plus. You cannot write it like this because plus is a binary operator. So you have to mention two variable over here. So plus is operating on two variable R and Y. You have to declare R and Y and G, then it will burn. So G will be having the value of R plus Y. So these arithmetic operators that I've mentioned, plus, minus, star, this division, percentile, all are binary operator. So okay, people have raised hand. Raghav Sukla, go ahead.
Sir, is it possible, sir, you can teach us a little bit of math library also, sir, because there were few questions in the past years which actually used that. That's why.
No. In practice question, you don't have to use any math library for now. In lab practice question as well as lab problem question, you will not ask to use any math library. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Atulya Sundaram, go ahead.
So
Raghav,
like,
please lower down your hand. Yeah.
so like if we have an array of strings, like we have a string, then like is there a way to add more things to it? Like how, like in Python there was like simply plus one string plus another string equal to the sum of the two strings. Like, similar to
Oh,
that.
so you are saying that how to concatenate two string, right?
Yes.
So all this doubt will be cleared when I will cover this loop.
Okay.
Yeah, so because you have to iterate for entire character and then you see whether you have space and then you add character to it. So for that you have to iterate, and for iteration there is a loop. So until unless loop is not covered, this concatenation, reversal of string, all this thing will be not be able, I will not be able to cover. Okay.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir,
Atulya, if your doubt is answered, please lower down your hand, or if you have some other doubt, then please maintain it. Okay. Raghav.
Yes, sir. We won't require float to int conversion also. We don't need to learn that, right, sir?
What?
Float to int conversion.
Float to int conversion. Yeah. You have seen that I've written 13/2, but defined it as an int. So it is kind
No,
of
as in, like, for
truncated.
example, if I started out a shape as int, but then I assigned if I assign, and so say if I have int a and float b, then after
Int
I write,
a and float. Okay, let me write it.
and if it would be better if I write in the comment search. There's no need to write it in the formal place.
Okay. So yeah. Tell me what
So
you
say
want to
A, so
back.
say we have int A,
Int A,
then we have float B.
float B.
Then after we have, whenever we want, and say we have A is equal to 2.
Equals to 2.
Then we write B is equal to float of A, right, sir? If we want to assign value of A to this.
Yeah, so there is this in C, if you go from lower storage to higher storage, it will be implicitly typecasted. So A will be internally converted to float because you are assigning B to the lower this data type. So if you write something like double C, so C equals to A will work, C equals to B will work. So implicitly there are two kind of typecasting, implicit and explicit. So implicit will work when you go from lower storage to higher storage. So as you can see, the double is having higher storage than this float or int. So double can take A, double can take B. So you are assigning a double value from lower, which is int. So it will work. Similarly, you are assigning a double variable from the float, so it will also work. But for the reverse, if you want to assign something B equals to C, it will throw error. But if you still want to assign, then you have to explicitly mention like this, because you are moving from higher storage class. The C is having double, which is higher than float. So you are moving from higher to lower. You are assigning higher storage class to lower. So for that, you have to explicitly mention the typecast. So that is how you typecast. So it is called typecasting. Similarly, you can assign A to C, but for that, you have to explicitly say to the compiler that please convert it to int. It will not do it implicitly. So this is typecasting. At line number 30 and 31, whatever you are seeing is called explicit typecasting. At line number 29, 28, 27, it is called implicit typecasting. So at line number 30 and 31, if you do not write this float or int, the compiler will throw error.
Sir, like here,
Will this be
then
rounded or truncated? Yeah, it will be truncated. So Ritik, it will be truncated. So when you move from higher storage class to lower, it will be truncated, obviously. Yeah, go ahead.
there's no direct into float conversion.
Direct into float convert. What?
So this is you're converting it indirectly, right? If we like,
So this at line number 30, right? Line number 31. There.
it's like line number 27. Like B is equal to
Line
A.
number.
That is okay. Fine. That's okay. No. Sorry.
So,
Nothing.
yeah, so okay, so B is float and A is integer. So you can convert an integer to float. Just add 0.0 to it. The integer will be converted to float, right? So that is why it is obvious. You don't have to mention it. But if you are converting, let's say A is an integer, now you want to convert a float, which is B is a float. So for that, you have to mention this explicit typecasting. You have to explicitly say to the compiler that please convert this B to integer. So that float value will be truncated and the integer value will be, so the point of, so the value after this decimal point will be truncated, and whatever the integer value will be stored in the A. Okay.
So what about like if we have a character but the input is a number, like then A is equal to char int of like B.
Yes,
Like
so it will be converted to the ASCII value of that. So if you have this character, let's say you have char and then ch. Now you want to do ch equals to A, it will throw error. But if you force it, like you do explicit typecasting, then A will be converted to the character. How it will be converted to the character? Since you know that characters are from 0 to 255, so any value from 0 to 255 will be converted to character. So if A is 65, the CH will be having capital A. It will be, okay, so it will be converted to capital A.
Understood. Yes.
And if it is having a value greater than 255, like 1000, then there will be overflow, and accordingly it will give some garbage value. Some garbage, okay? Yeah.
Sir, can I ask another doubt?
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, the first question of the practice problem, sir, the one in which we had to do to actually,
So
understand.
So indirectly, I'm solving all the practice problems.
No. So that that one question, in fact, there's actually an error which I wanted to tell you actually.
Okay, yeah. Tell me.
So that one question in which what had happened was that actually we had to just 1 minute. So in that one question, we had to tell whether this triangle is possible or not, and then also after that we had to see whether the triangle is obtuse, acute, or right angle triangle. So I got the logic
Right.
all by myself that I got, but sir, well, when I would evaluate the problem, right, so the test cases given in Pruter, they're actually incorrect. Like for example, 10 10 10, that is an equilateral triangle, right? But that in that case, that's supposed to be acute, whereas Pruter is saying it has to be obtuse.
Obtuse, yeah. So there is a problem with the test case, so it will be corrected. Don't worry.
That's
so
it.
if your logic is correct, so test case might be, some test cases might be wrong. But if you have to be sure whether your logic is correct or not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there is a scenario where the test case is the output of the test case is incorrect. So we will rectify that, and accordingly we will update on Twitter. Okay. So other doubt? Any other doubt? Okay, Raghav Supla. So you asked. Okay. So Piyush Chaudhary, can you hear me? Piyush, can you hear me? No. Kuldeep Kumar, can you hear me? Kuldeep Kumar, can you hear me? So people have joined and left then. Okay. Atulya Sundaram, go ahead.
Sir, if we have a string, like we have we have got 2, 5, 7. So then, like, if you want to remove the comma, then there will be a loop involved, or like, there is no function, right?
Yes, there has to be loop involved. So you have a string which is having 2, 3, 5. So all the loop, you want to remove all the comma. In that case, you have to iterate over a string, and you have to match whether your character at that position is equals to comma. If it is comma, then remove that thing. How to remove? You shift entire character, or you copy this entire string to some different array, and you skip when you see a comma. You don't copy it. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So there are ways to do it. Yeah. Any other doubts so far?
Sir, I have a doubt related to lab 1. One thing I would ask.
Yes, please.
Sir, if we are missing the lab 1 on 8th, so do we have to submit some application, or we can directly join on 16th?
Okay, for that you have to, I guess, mail to instructor.
Sir,
these are some formality. Yeah, these are some formality you have to ask to instructor. Yeah.
Okay,
have you mailed Pritima?
Yes, I mailed, but she only told that you can attend on any time 8th or 16th. The lab 2 will be on 22nd, but she did not tell anything about the application or something.
Oh, so if you have this option, then attend it on 16 if you want, or attend it on 8 if you are there. Okay.
Okay, sir, I'll see. I'll mail and ask if there will be any emergency.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Mankit, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
ask a question. You have not asked anything.
So I'm slowly digesting all the information.
Okay. So is it like too complicated?
No, sir.
Do you have any background? Do you have any background in programming?
Sir, I've done Python in 11th and 12th class, just that background.
Okay, okay. So still digesting, but you are not asking any question. You might
Some,
be having some confusion. Yeah.
Sir, the main concepts are nearly similar till now. Only the words are different. I mean, the printf, print, and something. Terms are different
Yeah.
only.
Okay. Yeah. So you are able to understand the flow of the program.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Mainly, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Piyush Chaudhary, can you hear me now? Piyush? No. Ridin Datta, can you hear me? No. Srija Mantapuram, can you hear me? Srija? No. Okay. So there is this thing. So can you can anyone tell me what is the problem in this program? The logical problem. Like I want to take this shape as an input and then number of round, and then according to shape I'm taking number of sides. I will take one side if shape is 1, I will take 2 side if shape is 2, I will take 3 side if shape is 3. So can you see any logical error over here? The program might be doing something which it is not supposed to do. Yeah. Go ahead.
Like if shape is 4 or 5, then the side will create a problem.
Yeah, this because you are right.
It would be better to write else if there, sir. Else if shape is double equal to 3.
Right, right. So it is not completely correct program, because if you write shape equals to 4 or 5, you should be printing that it is not a correct value to enter. You can enter anything from 1 to 3. You cannot enter 4 or 5. So there, how you rectify this program, you write else if shape equals to 3, and then you take input, and then else. So everything is else failing. So shape is not 1, not 2, not 3. Then you print saying that please enter a value between 1 to 3. So this is nice way of handling entire test case. So currently I'm not handling it. So that was the logical error here in the code. So okay. So we have covered this if else conditional statement. Any doubt so far, or any doubt from the lecture? Only 17 participants are there. People come for attendance only. Okay, I will take attendance after the class then. So any doubt from the lecture? So someone is asking some doubt from the lecture in the beginning of the class. Is it still there?
It was about that string comparison with the user input.
Okay. So if you guys don't have any doubt, then we will terminate today's session.
Thank you, sir.